Hey, this is Sports, back with you here, our second segment of the show today. We are now visited by three special guests here from the women's soccer team. We have keeper Anna Shaw, we have Michelle and Lindsay. Welcome to the show, and how are you doing today?
Great.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Just starting with, what was the mindset in the off season, knowing that you had some experience in the AMC tournament? What was that excitement factor kind of going into a new conference?
I think we were really excited just because, I mean, we've gotten all those trips to New York. We got beat down so hard, so many times for 2 straight seasons and the season before that. And I think with a new coach and a new conference, we were really optimistic about starting with a clean slate on every front. So it's really nice to go into a new conference and get to go somewhere other than New York, because New York gets a little cold in November.
So what is it like having a new coach? Obviously, you know, the kind of a surprise change at the end of last year. Mark Platts leaves and kind of left you up in the air a little bit, but it's going well so far. You're off to a great start.
I think that it's actually helped us in the long run. It really sucked when it was happening. I mean, there was a lot of confusion, there was a lot of hurt feelings, there was a lot of, well, where do we really stand within the university and within, like, the program itself. But we got over all of that, and I think it actually made us closer in the long run, because the only people that we had to push us to do off-season training was ourselves. Like, we had to hold ourselves accountable and say, you know what, I'm going to lift really hard today, or I'm going to run really hard today, or I'm going to go play soccer every day. So I think it helped us in the long run.
Michelle, just focus from a defensive standpoint. It's been one of the strong suits of this team. How do you just continue, just from a defensive mindset, to just keep that intensity up?
Well, currently I've been out for the season. I got a bad concussion about 3 Sundays ago, so I have yet to play in a conference game or a regular season game. So hopefully on Sunday we'll get to see.
Just what have you seen? Have you been close to the team just in regards to seeing the defensive intensity match up? Okay, we'll go to a secondary source.
Yeah, I think, well, I'm not a defender myself, but observing the games and practices, we recently switched up our formation. So I think the transition was a lot smoother than a lot of us thought it would be. And just from the defense, it's just like unbelievable how just a small little change can just, like, everything just almost works as a unit back there, which is really cool to see. Just everything's linked up, and, like, I think when you kind of start from the back and you just see how these passes link up, it kind of sets the whole feel for, you know, momentum going towards the other goal. And that's how we've been successful, I think, a lot of the time from the defense. Excuse me. Sorry.
We were playing a flat back 4, and we've been trying to perfect that for a couple years now. But now with Maggie, she had us switch into a diamond with a stopper sweeper, and it's actually really working for us. So.
Well, I know Anna was just talking about you're kind of getting tired of going to New York, so you're in a new conference this year.
Here in Kentucky. That's not much better.
Kentucky.
7-hour drive.
So so what's that been like? You know, having to go all the way, you know, 7-hour, 8-hour. I know I don't know if you go to St. Louis this year, but there's a team, St. Louis.
I think that's the guy.
Pharmacy College. So.
Well, it's a lot of watching Toy Story and some good movies.
Yeah, definitely some good movies. That's what I look forward to.
Right. Some snacks, some good movies, and we're off, you know.
And we're with our team and everything, so it's always good company. It's a good time. So.
Exactly.
You know, it's not too bad.
Just what has that team bonding atmosphere? I know it's team bonding, but just how has that really elevated this season? I know for a while there was that just period of unknown in between coaches where you kind of were on your own and you had to self-motivate, but just what was that experience just like, the team bonding and coming together?
I think all of us just have a really good attitude and kind of leave anything that we're dealing with outside of soccer, put it aside while we're at practice or at a game, and we kind of just really focus on playing and doing what we're there to do. So, and plus we're always together. I mean, we practice every day, so we're just used to being around each other. So I don't know. We're just like one big family, I think.
Okay, so I know you were talking about the conference, over during the commercial break a little bit. What have you thought about some of the teams so far? I guess you've only played one conference game, but what's it look like? What do you know about it, and how's that kind of stacking up?
Well, so far that team wasn't very challenging. However, we did do well, but we're expecting. Actually, we're not quite sure what to expect. We don't really know about a lot of the teams.
There's a lot of new teams that I've never even seen before.
Right,
Or heard of before, so a lot of mystery there. But
we did play Westminster before and UPJ, but I guess we'll see about all the other ones. Got to do our research.
It's been a little bit tough going into a lot of the season. The defense has been there a lot, but having just that consistent offense, just what steps have been taken to try and make it a more consistent scoring offense?
We have pretty strong forwards, I want to say.
This year,
yeah, they've really been clicking. We have, up top, we have Megan Coons and Allison. Allison's a freshman, and they've been working really well together. We also have Christina Sammer, one of our captains here. She's one of our center midfielders. And Carrie Kowalski.
She's a sophomore this year.
Sophomore, yeah. They all do really well. They,
just linking up, especially in the middle, I think, it's really where you link up passes. And if you have a strong midfield, they can really connect a lot of passes up to the forwards, and then basically all the work's done for them. They just have a good, clean shot on net and score goals. So
we've been doing well so far.
Yeah. So obviously you've gone off to this 4-0 start. Everything was going well. You win big yesterday, 8-1. What happens, if you hit a little rough patch and your team starts to struggle? I know, you keep winning, and then all of a sudden you hit something, and you can either, teams sometimes are gonna fall flat on their face, or they're gonna stand up and keep rolling on, whatever they do. What kind of character do you think this team has that you've seen throughout the first 4 games so far?
Honestly, we've been so strong and determined as a team this year. It's been completely different from what it's been in the past. Our captains have been showing so much leadership and so much positivity that our team's really, really being successful right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just in general, last season, not the best in terms of most amount of wins. You already have as many wins this season as you did last season.
Amen.
So just, what do you do to keep that ball rolling?
I think that, aside from just knowing that we're undefeated, we're 4-0, we just really have to go back to remembering what we're here for, and we have to push it as hard as we can and remember that the whole rest of our team, we're not only working for ourselves, we're working for the rest of us. And if we all work as hard as we can, we'll be successful no matter what, because everybody's giving 100%.
We're only as strong as our weakest player.
Yes.
Well, you guys mentioned Christina Sammer. She has 4 goals on the season. She had a hat-trick yesterday, and an assist, I want to say.
Right.
Megan Coons, you also mentioned 4 goals on the year so far. This freshman, though, we haven't mentioned, Lisa Marie Tokarski. She also has 4 goals on the year. She's right up there, tied for team leading goals. Tell us about her a little bit. She seems like she's off to a hot start so far this year.
She has such long legs that she can make it down the field in 20 of my strides 10 to her. So I think her speed and everything, she has good ball work as well. It's just she being a freshman and just coming in and just
she's very consistent.
Yeah, she is very consistent, and she works as hard as she can. She pushes it. So
right,
we love that.
Yeah, she's been doing well for us.
Just what's been the best advice that coaches and your teammates have given to you so far?
Honestly, I think she says that our season starts today before every single game. She doesn't make us think that, we're 4-0, our season starts that day of game day. So, we just go out there and do our best and try to bring home a W.
Okay, well, we've talked about some of the team leaders in scoring. Name a couple players maybe under the radar right now that you think have a chance to really break out and become, big-time contributors to the team, whether it's on offense or defense or whatever it might be.
Well, first person that comes to mind is a freshman. Her name's Molly. She is
little Molly.
good.
She's little, but she's
so good.
Yeah.
Coming in with preseason, she's just this like little girl. She must weigh like 90 pounds or something like that. She's like 5 foot. So I kind of underestimated. I was like, she's going to be wrecked. But she is really talented as far as soccer smart and foot skills and everything like that. She surprised me. She's going to be really
She
good.
was a center midfield, but Coach Maggie actually moved her out to right outside, and she isn't very confident, but she does so well out there. You know, she's helping us out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Angie Abel. Angie Abel's very consistent. She's a defender, but she's very strong back there. She's also very good.
I mean, all the freshmen incoming freshmen this year have been really good.
Yeah, we have Jill as a center midfielder.
Mm-hmm. And
Allison's very good as one of our forwards.
yeah.
So they're all doing really well.
Just what do you make of the home field Central United complex? Just having, is it an advantage to you guys just having that one home field? Because it seems like in seasons past, men's and women's, it's just been place to place. You've been kind of just figuring, going through the motions.
Well, we practice on turf at a couple stadium in the south side. So playing in South Park right now, it's actually nice because it is a turf field. So we're familiar with
the way the ball moves.
the way the ball moves, and it's fast paced. And
it's also better for like joints, like for your joints.
right, instead of Founder's horrible field with sliding in the mud. Oh my gosh, it's so gross.
Yes.
Well, you know, how can you keep this up all season, what you're doing? I mean, you clearly have figured out a formula that's going to be able to help you win games, but teams get tired. I see it all the time, whether it's in college sports or pro sports. Off to a 4-0 start, which is fantastic, but you know, it's a long season, you know, going to November. So how are you going to be able to keep this up all year long?
Honestly, we have 35 girls, and each player has something different about them that is beneficial to our team. And we just got to keep playing our game, you know, keep being positive, keep being determined, and we'll keep it up. I know we can. Everyone is aware of it, you know. We can definitely do it.
Yeah, and I think just never, going into a game, just never underestimate the ability of another team. Just because maybe the record isn't the best or isn't as good as ours, you can't let that get to your head, because little things like that can affect the way you play.
And just, I know a lot of times on those long bus trips or with the boys soccer team, just what do you see in them? What do you think has kind of been that reason for that slow start, and where do you think, obviously they can go places, just what do you think that they can do in that regard to just keep the success from last season kind of going? From what, I don't know if you've seen anything from them at all, or just...
Well, we kind of get to see a little bit of their practices because they'll practice before us or either after us or something like that. And I think that each player, they all have, just like our team, they all have their own individual talent. But I think that maybe what they need to work on more is kind of, working as a team rather than...
Their individual talent. They got boys from, do you know how many different countries there are?
All over the globe.
13 different countries. That's absolutely amazing. You know, I just think that they all, they've had a rough start, but they're definitely going to start clicking soon, and they'll be back, no doubt about it, for sure.
Hey, well, it's about time for a commercial break. Is there anything, you know, you want to say to the listeners of AC Sports out there?
Chance to get some fan support.
Yeah, fan support for sure. Definitely come check us out. Most of our games are on Wednesday nights and Sundays. We play at South Park.
It's close. It's only about 15 minutes away. So
yeah, definitely. And there's fan vans. Come check it out.
It's a good time.
It is.
More information on the Point Park women's soccer team, pointpark.edu/athletics. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Really
We're up
appreciate
against a break. When we come back, fearless NFL forecast. Can I make it 3 years in a row of winning? We'll have to see, but it starts week for 2 predictions start after the break. You're listening to AC Sports, 670 WPPJ, the voice of Point Park.